Well, what's up again there, guys? Brian here, the Three Topics Gamer here, and giving you another episode of People's Questions, where I answer a series of questions that have been sent to me over the past week. This particular episode is definitely going to be significantly short because we only got like 4 questions. And to be honest, there weren't even any extra questions that I had to answer in the comment section. However, there was one really personal, insulting question that I was sure to delete, so hopefully we won't get that in the comment section of this particular video. So, if you haven't already, just a quick reminder, don't forget to give this video a thumbs up and press the subscribe button. You guys have no idea how much it really helps. And just to guys give you a pretty strange update. Analytics-wise, the month of October was surprisingly a really good year. We gained well over 1,000 subscribers, so it actually ended up being the most successful month that I've had in a while. And though I really don't think we're going to reach our goal of 50,000, I think we'll get pretty close to possibly saving the Versus series, even though I don't think that's going to happen at this point. But I think that is an indication that things might be heading towards a new good point, and if that is the case, then I'm really happy about that. So, starting off with the first question of the episode comes from a regular of mine named Zach Tarf, and your question is a bit odd because if you think about it in a logical sense, it kind of answers itself. And your question was, what do I think of the fact that we're getting Resident Evil 5 Gold Edition on PlayStation 5? Now, the reason why this question kind of defeats itself is the fact that you all know I already have Resident Evil 5 Gold Edition on PlayStation 4. Now, it's been rumored, but I'm pretty sure it will be confirmed that we can play our PlayStation 4 games on the PlayStation 5. Now, if that is the case, what is the point of buying it again on PlayStation 5 when I can just take my PlayStation 4 copy of it and play it on that? I mean, that was one of the quintessential weaknesses of the PlayStation 4 Air, was that it was not backwards compatible. I do not believe that Sony is going to make that mistake again, so by that logic, I can just pop, if I want to play Resident Evil 5 Gold Edition, I'll just take my copy of it on PlayStation 4 and play it on the PlayStation 5, and the game looked good. The game looked good on PlayStation 3. It looks good on PlayStation 4, and I'm sure it'll look good on PlayStation 5. But there's not going to be a real reason for me to buy it again. So, yeah, if they re-release it, that's fine. But heck, if I really want to play it, I could play it anytime I want when I get my PlayStation 5 when I eventually pick one up. Next question comes from Blaring C89, and you want to know, do I think that we'll ever get an Assassin's Creed game in feudal Japan? Yes, I do, and it is a crime that we have not gotten one yet. Now, it's probably fair to say that maybe the next one might be. We have not been told what the next game is going to be. I didn't play Origins, but I did really love Odyssey. So it is possible that the next game will take place in feudal Japan. And if they do that, it is going to be a prime time period to add assassins. You got ninjas and the Japanese are, Chinese, depending on, where you want to go. Because who says it would need to be feudal Japan? Maybe it might be in China. When it comes to Asians, they are very creative and innovative in creating all kinds of crazy assassination tools. So I think that if we do get a game in that particular time period, I think there's going to be a lot of ingenuity in the type of weapons and ways that we can assassinate people, because, assassination at that time was really creative and cool. So I do think we will get one, and hopefully it'll be the next game. Next question comes from the Batman of Neo Gotham, and you want to know, since the Versus series is ending, what was my favorite thing about writing each episode, and which round did I enjoy analyzing the most? My favorite part about writing each one was that for certain characters, when it came to the researching of characters, sometimes I would actually end up learning more than what I already knew. Like, most characters that I ever used throughout the series were characters that I knew a great deal about. But when I take a good amount of time to actually go in depth and go outside the typical sources that one would look up to online in order to learn more about the characters, I ended up getting to know the character even better. And I think that really helped in my analytical skills and understanding exactly how a character would react to certain situations. And this kind of goes into your second part of the question, in which my favorite part of analyzing any of these matches was obviously the battle tactics department, because battle tactics really incorporated the prior departments of physical capabilities, special abilities, and weapons, because it's important to know what tools or what abilities or what skills that a person has. It's even more important to know exactly how they would use it in a specific situation. Like, one character is not going to use certain techniques or certain weapons and certain abilities or certain factors of their capabilities against one person than they would another. That plays a major factor. So I would say tactics by far is the most important element. It was definitely the hardest in a number of situations to really ultimately determine who would end up winning each particular I'm just losing my words. Particular matchup. So yeah, definitely battle tactics. And the last question of the episode comes from Eric C. And your question is, what theme do I want the next South Park game to be? Well, if we do get a South Park game, well, let's see. We did fantasy in the first game, and we did superheroes in the second game. So, I think we need to go into science fiction. And what I mean by that is, I don't know how they would do this, but like, it'd be crazy if you could mix like elements of Star Wars and Star Trek. So, you would have like certain people who would be like, kind of like proto Jedi or Sith, and you can mix elements of Star Trek in being like each store is a different planet or a different place to visit or a different world or a different location, acts as its own different planet. And then you would have like this gameplay element where these kids built this specific vehicle and that's supposed to be their ship. Or you could build your own unique teams that all have their own unique abilities. I definitely think science fiction and that aspect would be a great place to add South Park and have it go in that particular directions. And with that is pretty much all of the main questions that were sent to me for this particular episode. I'd like to thank the 4 of you that sent them in, as well as I believe there was like a couple extra ones, but I'm not sure if I was supposed to answer them in the comment section, but that's just how things work. If you guys have any more questions you'd like me to answer in next week's episode, be sure to type them in the comments down below, but make sure you get them into me roughly around Wednesday before I start filming the next episode. And before I close, it's now once again time for me to ask you guys questions. Now that Halloween has passed, and by the time this video is up, it was November 1st, I really would like to know, what did you do for Halloween? And if you did go out and trick or treat, what did you dress as? Share your experience, your Halloween experience with me and everyone else in the comments down below. And like always, thank you guys for watching. You're awesome, and I will see you next time.